That looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Fucking oath. It's some color. We asked, I think I asked for like Mazda Soul Red because it's like one of my favorite colors. That is some custom color he made and it's fucking sick. I love it.
Sure, it looks good in the sun.
Yeah, it does. We'll take it outside in a sec, show you in the sun. So this is, it looks a bit crappy because it's got old stuff on it. We're going to clean it all up. This is just all for mock-up, just to see if this big huffer fits. It does. I would say it does fit. Does it fit well? Debatable. It was still, being a V-band, you can move it around and stuff. It's very good, but it's toit, V-toit. So we're just going to sit it in, the engine's pretty much mocked up as much as we can get it at the moment. I want to get it in the chassis, see clearances on, guards and, you know, all that sort of crap. Before we do that, I've got to put all like brake booster and shit back in. But I want to get this in, test fit it all, make sure that manifold's going to work. There's a big 5-inch inlet on these things, and I think what we're going to do, when he wants to party, we'll just make a little dose pipe with a 5-inch on it, but we're going to plumb his snorkel in, so we'll probably just make a 4-inch intake that goes around the front. There's no need for it to be 5 inches. As I said, if he wants to party, he can just put the 5-inch intake on, but if he wants to, you know, do river crossings and all that stuff, because this will be used as a proper four-wheel drive, it's not going to be a pavement princess. So we'll make him a custom intake that goes around the front of the engine, connects up to his airboxing snorkel as well. So we'll do that. I don't know, what do you reckon, babe? Do you like the angle of that? I don't know if I like it out that far.
Yeah, it's a little aggressive.
It's a little bit aggressive. It's technically a pro mod at this point, let's be honest. No. I don't know, it's very aggressive. Anyways, what I'm getting at is the fucking thing's gonna be in the engine bay soon, so let's have a look at the engine bay. How good does this look? All painted black, as per customer request. I don't know whether body color or black would have been better. I quite like the black. It hides a lot of imperfections. These things aren't perfect. They're no show car. So we all know that hiding as much of the crap as you can is good. We put a new rad support on, as you've seen. He painted all that for us, seam sealed it all. This thing's brand new. It's practically a 2023 fucking Patrol at this point. Nah.
You cut all the intercooler holes too.
Yeah. Look at Bailey suggesting things that I forget to. So yeah, cut some intercooler holes. Obviously, once we mount our big Plasma Man intercooler, we need somewhere to go. So we stitched in those holes. So we just use a bit of 4-inch tube, 4-inch hole saw, stitch bolted around, bit of seam seal around it, and she's laughing. Passes engineering. We've passed that style of rad support on pretty much every single car that we do, and it's passed engineering without a drama. So we're laughing. We'll start fitting this out with all the little rubbers and all the things and all the bits and pieces. But apart from that, really happy with the engine bay. Thanks so much to Wardy. He's fucking killed it. Looks awesome. We'll start assembling all the crap. We'll get that hunk of junk in there. It's not a hunk of junk, I love him. We'll get that thing in there and do some testing. See what fits, see what doesn't. We'll put the plenum on it, make sure that fits. I'm pretty confident it does. We've fit one of those Plasma Man plenums in a GQ chassis, and they're a little bit tighter with the guards and stuff, so I'm pretty confident we'll be laughing with the GU. Let's get into it. Let's get this thing in. Okay, so I'm currently swung the motor in. So the let's talk like English. Alrighty, so I just swung the motor in on this thing. As you've seen, we bolted up the adapter, ZF8, and also the transfer case adapter. So the engine, it's just, look, a lot of people go, oh, it's easy to fit the transfer after. I don't give a shit. I like to do it all at once. That way it's all in. You can do the converter bolts heaps easier because it's out of the car. You can get the starter motor in. It's just, for me, heaps easier. Anyways, so the trans and engine is officially in. I'm really happy with how it's all lining up because this was originally a Barra swap car. So it came into us as a Barra car. We're just doing the Spicinator 5000 package and, you know, built motor, ZF8, all that fun stuff. So we were sort of concerned on the mounts regarding where they're gonna go, where the transfer case mount, well, in this case, it's actually the adapter that has the crossmember mounts on it. Anyways, what I'm getting at is nothing ever lines up because the transfer case is either too far back, too far forward, etc, etc. Anyways, I'm really happy because this one's got a PSR long arm kit in it. So it's got a Performance Suspension Racing long arm kit in it, meaning it's like a removable center cross member section, the front long arms, bolt 2 cross member. It's a whole thing. It's awesome. We fit these through a lot of cars. One of the best radius arm kits on the market, in my opinion. The mounts are so close. I might go grab a light, but the mounts are probably 30 mil off where they originally go from where the ZF6 mounted compared to the ZF8. I'm just trying to find a light. That is probably dead flat. So if you can see there, I'm not sure what it's gonna look like. So the mounts are about 30 mil off, which I'm really happy about because this has got the PSR crossmember on it. This allows, it's a full fabricated thing. So there's a lot of room to re-drill and modify, very easy. Stock crossmember can be modified, it's not an issue. It's just, look, if I'm dead honest, I reckon if someone got a Barra, a ZF8, mounted it up and used an RD28 or RB30 crossmember, from what I can see here, I reckon it'd all bolt up. Now, don't hold me to it, but it'd be fucking close. If it doesn't fit, it'd be within 10 mil. Anyways, I'm just gonna re-drill this crossmember because it's got such a flat surface. The actual pad on where the transfer case mounts, massive. So I'm just gonna re-drill it, mark it, re-drill it, and then I can just put this crossmember in and it's done. How good's that? Then we can get the transfer case on. I'll bolt that on, figure out tail shaft lengths. That's gonna be a sticky one. I'm not too sure. Hopefully we can use a manual set of shafts because I believe, can't remember if it's ZD Auto or manual. So there's a couple different cross members that come in these patrols. I'll try and come up with a drive shaft combination that we don't have to use like a modified set. We've got the boys down at GJ, they do all our drive shafts and we've never really had an issue. Well, we actually haven't had an issue. So we can get a modified set if we need to, but if we can just use OEM components and bolt the thing in, it's so much better. If we can bolt in stock tail shafts, happy days. So I'm gonna go ahead, drill this cross member and get it all bolted up. And then tomorrow, I'm gonna get the transfer case in. Woo! Come over here. I got excited. It looks so pretty. Have a look. It looks so good. I got too excited and I always get to the point, it's like you slip the motor in, it's like, I want to see it all dressed up. So this is what it looks like. It's really cool. I'm so keen. He's done, as I said from the start, he's just picked all the right parts to make this thing, number one, look cool, and number one, just work fucking perfect. So yeah, this is, everything's mocked up, like the plenum's not actually bolted in or nothing like that. It sort of gives you a good idea of what it's gonna look like. You know, there's obviously a lot more plumbing and piping and stuff that has to go in the bay, but for the most part, this thing is pretty much like, this is what's gonna look like, and I'm so excited. It looks sick. Very pleased with the customer and his choices in what he wants. It's always nice when customers, you know, the customers can do their own research. We love that. You know, at the end of the day, you're paying us to do your car. We want to build the car for you, sort of thing. But at the same coin, there's a lot of misinformation out there on the interwebs, YouTubes, and all the, you know, Facebook, Instagram pages and shit like that. So it's nice when people ask us for advice. As I said, we've done so many of these things. We've got a good recipe. So we know what works and what doesn't. And yeah, when someone gets onto us, and asks us what works and what doesn't, we give them a package like this, man, and it just looks so cool. So I'm so keen. This is a good idea of what it's gonna look like. So from here, We got to put the transfer case on the back of the gearbox. We're going to test tail shaft lengths, make sure that's all good. I'm pretty confident they are. I modified the, as you seen, I modified the cross member, so that's all good now. So we'll get it all bolted in properly, put the T-case on, test fit the tail shafts. I'm pretty confident there's enough telescope, because they're telescoping tail shafts. I'm pretty sure there's enough telescope in them to compensate for the gearbox moving back. I think it's, if it was more than 30 mil maybe.
I think it's 25 mil better than mine, so it should work.
Yeah, yours, because yours has got
wide.
the big HP70. It's 56 mil longer than this transfer case because it's out of the N63 V8 twin turbo Beamer. Anyways, so this is a shorter gearbox. It's the N57 diesel gearbox. So it's shorter again. Custom Machine Works adapter is, I think it's the thinnest on the market, which plays to our advantage. So yeah, I'm very confident the tail shaft should be Mickey Mouse. Let's get this thing cracking. I think the next point of call is get this thing up and get the transfer case on it. Got some cool shit. I love this. I love little cool shit like this. This is my favorite. So our good friends at Car Builders, they're actually just around the corner. They came around, well, first of all, I messaged them and said, hey, we need this Firewall blanket because you can't get them from factory. Well, you might be able to still get them from factory in some places, but they're a 27-year wait and they're about $5,284. It's just ridiculous. So I said to them, hey, why don't we make an OEM style option for these things, because we all know how hard they are to get and how expensive they are. So they came around and they produced the goods. So we actually worked with them to develop this. We gave them a factory mat, we gave them a factory GU mat and a GQ mat. They've got a CNC router thing that cuts out all their carpet and stuff, and they've come up with that, and it literally looks perfect. I'm so stoked with it. It's going to, I reckon it's going to work better than factory because the sound absorption property, I don't know the actual science behind it, but it's going to work better. It's going to sound heaps better. Not as much noise in the cab means not as much yelling at your missus, and it means not as much annoying on your 27-hour road trips. So can't complain with that. So thanks so much to Car Builders. They've gone above and beyond trying to get that done. So they, as I said, they will be doing GQ and GU. We test fitted the GU one for them and it pretty much bang on straight away. There was like hardly anything we had to change. So they're going to give us another sample that we're putting on another car that we're doing here. Confirmed fitment. We're also going to be testing their GQ ones to make sure they work. Absolutely love them. Such a good option. There is nothing available aftermarket for the GU firewalls, or GQ firewalls for that matter. So very excited about that. Thank you, Car Builders. Next point of call is fluid delivery. So we've hit up Raceworks and they've sorted us out. I'm not sponsored, but they do some cool shit. I had a bunch of Raceworks fittings, so I pretty much, the entire car, well, not the entire car, there's going to be a lot of braid and also a lot of rubber style plumbing on this. Fuel system is going to be hardline and braid. The power steering system is going to be sort of half braid, half rubber. Catch can is going to be braid. Anyway, so you get the point. We're just going to do what we think is going to be the appropriate thing to do for braid versus rubber. The thing is, rubber's highly serviceable, braid's highly resistant, abrasion resistant. So if you fuck rubber, you can usually fix it with a couple barbs and it's done. Whereas if the braid is in that same situation, usually it wouldn't be fucked because it's very, very hard wearing. So it's sort of a much of a muchness. We like using braid. Aesthetically, it looks 10 times better than rubber. That's the intention behind sort of why we use braid or why we use rubber. High critical, very mission critical stuff we use braid typically. So oil coolers, transmission coolers, you don't want to rip the lines out of that and dump all your trans or engine oil everywhere. Number one, it sucks for the environment, poor environment. But number two, you just don't want it to happen. So we're going to start going through all these fittings and stuff, figure out what we've got, what we don't, start test fitting a lot of lines, and because we make them all custom, so we'll get most of it. The best thing to do is get most of your components fitted. So fit your reg, fit your flex fuel sensor, all that sort of stuff. So and then you can just play connect the dots. Let's get into it. Wow, what a relief. Ow, fuck's sake. I never fucking hit my head on anything. Final time before I crack the shit and go home. Wow, what a relief. Got the tail shafts in and they all fit. That is such a nice feeling. So this customer, he's gonna be able to replace, if he presses the tail shafts, look, honestly, patrol tail shafts never really give too many issues, but this thing is got OEM tail shafts. It's the exact same tail shafts that we took out of it, which is very, very nice. Old rusty old boys. Great news. It means for his sake, serviceability is going to be great because you can just put OEM tail shafts in it. Doesn't have to get custom ones. We've got a TB48 ZF8 that we're doing at the moment, and it is a completely different scenario. So keep an eye out for that window, for that video. Custom tail shafts, custom cross member. It's a nightmare. We're working with someone. We're working with Fusion Fab potentially to create a shorter adapter. Anyways, that's that video's problem. For this one, I am stoked. No custom tail shafts. Everything pretty much bolted in. I just had to re-drill the cross member, as you've seen. So easy, love that. So now, take you out the front. I'll show you what we're going out there. So as you've seen, I've pretty much buttoned up all the rear end. Tail shafts are done. Massive win. I love the fact we didn't have to do custom tail shafts on this. That's just awesome. Love that. Transfer cases in, all that stuff is done. So the whole underside of the car, driveline wise, we're pretty much buttoned up, ready to go. So very happy with that. And it's, yeah, as I said, very happy that we don't have to do custom tail shafts. That's a massive win. So I've sort of moved on to plumbing. At the moment, I've pretty much buttoned up the entire fuel system here. So we've done -8. The basic rundown of the fuel system is I'm doing -8 feed and return. Yes, I know it's probably too big for this setup, but why not overfuel this thing? It doesn't matter. We're staging the fuel pump, so it's not gonna heat up the fuel or cause any issues. We're doing twin 525s. Yes, I know it's too much pump for this power, but why the fuck not? Who gives a shit?
You're already here doing it.
Exactly right.
If he wants to turn it up
If he wants 10,482 horsepower, now he's got the fuel system for it. Not really, but you get what I'm saying. Like if he wants to put a D-stroke 3.8 litre, 10,000 RPM, 1,000 kilowatt motor in this fuel system is pretty much good to go. Yes, he might need a fuel pump module upgrade, but in saying that, I've seen 2 525 fuel pumps go 1,000 kilowatts on another mate's car, so I've got no issues. What I'm getting at is who gives a fuck that it's overfueled? It works, and it's gonna work very, very well. We've used flex fuel bypass pieces from Raceworks, so we're not gonna get any restriction in the feed or the return line, billet fuel filter, the whole kit and the caboodle. So this is gonna be a wicked system. It's overfueled, but it really doesn't matter because we're staging the fuel pumps. The fuel requirements are gonna stay exactly where they need to. That is the tuner's problem. He's gonna deal with all that. But yeah, for the most part, this fuel system is killer on this thing. It'll never have to be upgraded. So happy with that. Got all the fuel systems sorted. We've got the heater system sorted. So all the heater lines, we've just done them out of rubber just because they're somewhat of a serviceable item. If something goes wrong, coolant pressures, temperatures, split hoses and stuff. So we've just made them out of rubber. So if he's in the middle of bumfuck, he can just change them and be done with it, sort of thing. So that's all done. Radiator, haven't quite finished it yet. Plumbing wise, we've figured out all the hoses. We use a TB45 radiator. We use a VZ V8, like a 5 litre hose, bottom radiator hose. We use just a generic 90-degree top radiator hose. It works with the Barras really, really well with the TB45 radiator. So happy with that, that's all sorted. The only thing we haven't sorted is the rad fans. The rad fans and the shroud. We're working with LCS Automotive to design our own fan shroud. We want something that's a little bit more slimline than sort of what's out there on the market and also looks decent. There's a lot of ones that are slimline, but they look shit. There's other ones that look fucking grouse and work really, really good, but they're really, really thick. And packaging wise, when we use really, really big high horsepower fans, they just don't package very nicely. So we've had to modify a couple fan shrouds on other setups. So yeah, if we can just come up with an option that bolts in, laughing, don't have to worry about it.
Like you said, it's not fault of the fan shrouds at all. It's just the fact that it's designed for a shorter motor.
Exactly right.
We put long ass motors in and
100%.
they are tight.
Yep, exactly right. And you never know where these things are going to mount. People use auto cross members, ZD auto cross members. People use manual TD cross members, and they're all different sizes and lengths, and they all change. So you never know when the engine's going to be positioned, especially with this one. It was already done for us. We didn't actually do the Barra swap. So yeah, it's just to count for all that sort of stuff. So we'll just make a generic one that should fit all and be done with it. So that's good. I've also gone ahead and done all the turbo plumbing. So the entire turbo is fully plumbed. We've got oil and water return. We've got oil and water feed. We've actually put a oil pressure regulator in line with this one, which acts as a filter and an oil pressure regulator. Big turbo, it's an expensive turbo. May as well keep the turbo happy. So we've just put an oil regulator in it. So at this point, I'm ready to button up manifolds fully. So I'm going to undo all of my fuel system and stuff that's on this plenum, take the plenum off, fit all my O-rings, because these plenums are all O-ring, you don't actually have the gasket. Little O-rings to sit in the runner, so I'll do that, get that plenum back on, tighten it up, it's done. Same thing with the exhaust side. I'm gonna take the exhaust off, weld out the gate, because the gate outlet flange doesn't come welded on those manifolds. So I'll get that welded out, I'll get the exhaust manifold fitted back on, I'll get the my brain's not working. I'll get the exhaust manifold on, we'll get the gasket on, we'll tighten it all up. We're using our stud kit, which is a stainless steel exhaust stud kit with the Nordlock washers and the Glenlock nuts and all the good stuff. They'll never come loose, and because these things are, there's two things these Barras are known for. Number one, shitting flywheel bolts, and number two, shitting exhaust bolts, because they're, I don't know why, they're just Barra things.
Barra things.
Barra things. So yeah, for the most part, that's it. We'll get stuck into that and hopefully get that done by the end of the day. Tomorrow, we'll do more cool shit.